When America opened up, or when you had people coming here to the society, when you had the English use America originally as a prison colony, where they sent people here, their undesirables, where they emptied out the prisons and sent people here to get them out of England, right? They unleashed the worst kind of people onto the society, right? The worst kind of people. Certain people came later who were your patriots or so-called patriots and left England, but a lot of them had blemishes on their past. In Cuba, Castro said that he would flush the toilets of Cuba onto America by allowing all the Cuban criminals to come into America. I believe that was in the early 80s. 70s and late 70s, early 80s. He said he flushed the toilets of Cuba onto America, right? And if you notice, the theme or the recurring theme in that is using this society, using what's called America as a prison colony, a place where other countries sent their undesirables, right? That's where they sent their undesirables to. They sent them here to get them away from the people or the people who were trying to be progressive in the other societies. Their prisons got too full, so they sent their undesirables here. Notice when England unleashed their white undesirables onto this country, you had all kinds of criminal behavior come here, right? Piracy, heavy slave trafficking. Even though it was going on a little bit before then, but it was heavy. You had the killing off of the so-called Native Americans or the Indians, taking the land, not their land, or the land that they were inhabiting, because I don't like to call it their land, because truth be told, the land doesn't belong to anyone. If anything, the land belongs to the God race. It belongs to the Amen beings who created the land. It doesn't belong to the Indians. It doesn't belong to the white man. It doesn't belong to the black man. It belongs to the God race, the Amen beings. But since the black man, the so-called black man, or, is an extension of the Amen beings, the land actually is supposed to be inherited by him. He's supposed to be the landlord or the overseer of the land for the Amen beings. That's how it was supposed to be. The term landlord is really supposed to be connected to the Amen race. But I digress. Anyway, when these things happen, you notice that crime went up. All kinds of unspeakable crime went up in this society called America. When the Cuban criminals came over here, the brown criminals came over here, right? You saw the cocaine skyrocket. They made movies like Scarface, and all the drug trafficking happened here, right? Did the same thing in Mexico, where they let a lot of their criminals over here into this side as well. They let a lot of their criminals out here. Is this a recurring theme? Is somebody allowing this to happen? Is this just happening by coincidence that all the criminals seem to come here? All the criminals seem to come here, and next thing you know, they thrive here, right? The Italians came here and set up the Cosa Nostra, the mafia, and all that here. All these people come here and set up criminal empires, criminal enterprises. Some they term legal now, right? But this is constantly a place that draws criminals, right? Even all kinds of, like they said in the book of Revelations, the foul, the worst kind of people would come to a society like this, and it would be glorified. Everyone would want to drink from the cup of the harlot, right? And they would become drunken with her lust, right? The criminal behavior. Notice, as I said before, that there is no such thing as nothing is considered degenerate in the society anymore. Anything that was made to be degenerate, was supposed to be degenerate or criminal, once termed criminal behavior, is now considered to be cool or hip, right? It's hot. The morale is going. The line is going away from what you call criminal mischief and behavior to now it's being glorified. Any place in the society where they make movies about like Godfather and Scarface, where they glorify killing and drug dealing, they trying to make it look respectable. They trying to make it look cool, to whereas you have men who want to emulate this. You have men who want to emulate this mentality. You have women who want men who emulate this mentality, who live this lifestyle out. Right? A demented mindset. This is real. When black people were brought here to this country, they were told that, you know, the reason why they were brought here, right, and enslaved is because they were being punished by God for their crime and for their punishment, right, or their crime was being black and being servants. So you see the criminal, the whole criminal diatribe, or the whole criminal doctrine being induced into the minds of black people. You have older black people in the church who still believe this, that their color of their skin, the so-called color of their skin, is a crime, right? Is a curse or a punishment or a crime against God. They still believe that. They were taught this by the white slave masters who were starting to push Christianity into their heads, that their curse was a crime, was a punishment for their crime, right? And that they were meant to serve the white man, serve the white race. This is the mentality that's here, right? Fast forward into your black neighborhoods, right, where majority of our people came from the South, right, who had this mentality, and they were living separate from your whites in the South, right? Then they came up here to the cities, into your New Yorks, your Chicagos, your Los Angeles, and what they found here was communities that were decimated by crime, that was left by the white ghetto people, your Italians, your Jews, and your Irish, right? These are the people who were committing the crime first. These were the kids, the first generation of criminals that were going to jail, were packing the jails, right? Were stabbing and cutting each other up with razors and whatnot, smoking opium. Sound familiar? You look at black youth, they're not doing the same thing. Yet they're called the dregs of humanity. They're called scum. Meanwhile, the whites who had organized into a criminal organization or an outfit, they're lauded in pictures. They're put on pedestals, right? They're put on pedestals while your children are called the scum of the earth, right? This is the curse on America. This keeps happening where it attracts all of these people. Now you look fast forward, you have, like I said, you have the Mexicans and the El Salvadorians coming here setting up gangs. You don't really hear about this type of behavior in other countries. I mean, I'm not saying you don't have gangs in other countries, but nowhere like here in America, because it opens the door for that. It opens the door for people to come here with a degenerate mindset, and it also taps into the mindset of the low nature of our people by lowering the bar, which is the law. As I explained before, the word bar in Hebrew means law. You lower the bar, right? And when you lower the bar, you let everybody in to the door, or you let everybody into your society once you lower the bar. You think it's a coincidence that these criminals keep coming here? That they just keep happening to get in here, sneak in here, and they stay here? And they doing all the drug dealing and all the credit card theft and whatnot? That's what happens when you lower the bar. You let everybody and anybody in. You started off doing that. You started off letting the criminals in. So why stop now? That's the mentality of the people that are here. These people who are your presidents of big Fortune 500 corporations, you don't think their great-grandparents and great-great-grandparents aren't the first criminals that came here? They're not descendants of the first criminals or the undesirables that came here, the ones who trace their roots going back to the Mayflower? Because they tell you, they give you this grand old mindset of the Mayflower and these people coming over here and this, that, and the third. But look deeper into the story, right? Look deeper into the story. This Puritan mindset where these people were a bunch of degenerates. right? Who came over here spreading disease, criminal mischief, robbing and stealing, pulling gold teeth out of people's mouths, piracy, right? And that mentality has moved its way up into corporate America. Greed, theft, people stealing people's pension funds, robbing people of their Social Security, right? And getting away with it. You might hear a few people getting caught. But why is that mentality so heavily ingrained in this society, that criminal mindset, that get over mentality? They call it, it's the American way, right? It's a two-sided coin. We're going to discuss that tonight. I am the intellectual Nuben Menkarayzz, and this is State of Mentel Radio, and tonight we're talking about the criminal curse on America. There's a criminal curse on America, and it's fallen heavily on who, of course, black youth, black men, young black men, and black women, because that's my only concern, right? This criminal culture has fallen heavily on young black men and young black women, right? Where we don't have the natural or a once natural mindset toward keeping law and order in our homes anymore. We don't have that. We don't have that mindset of keeping law and order in our household because we are taught that that's boring, right? We are taught that that's boring. We are taught that to have a good man, a strong man who stands up for right and wrong or stands up for something is boring. What your daughter wants? She want a hood. She want a thug. She want that nigga on the corner. She want that nigga stand on the corner with that package, right? She rolling his blunt for him. He got his package. He got his gun. She holding his guns for him, right? That's what they look up to. Bonnie and Clyde, right? Biggie and them was promoting that heavily in the minds of the people. It permeates throughout this society, this get-over mentality, you know? Anybody who works hard, anybody who is uses their intelligence to get ahead in the world, they're considered to be boring. They're considered not to be looked up to or looked at as good men or good material for husbands. Women don't want that. I posted something on Facebook when I said that black women don't truly want the right man. They want the wrong man who they want to try and make right. What I meant by that is they want the wrong guys who doing all the negativity, and they want to try to make him right, because that's a task that she's taken on, because to her that's mental work. She doesn't see it as heartache. She sees it as mental work. She sees it as a mission that she must complete. She sees it as a mission that she wants to take on, of trying to change a person, the worst kind of person. But what ends up happening is when you are the so-called good girl in the relationship, he ends up changing you, or he ends up tapping into who you really are underneath the so-called good girl, because y'all both have negative criminal mentalities. You understand that? Criminal. That which is against the law. That which is beneath the bar. You have to lower your mentality in order to commit crimes. See, black people are not good criminals. Black men are not good criminals. And the white man, he makes a joke out of it all the time. They joke about that, especially in those racist movies. Y'all don't even see the racism in movies like Goodfellas and all those movies you like Goodfellas, the mob movies where he said, niggas stick-up men fall asleep in the car. Remember Ray Liotta said that? The only ones who go to jail is niggas stick-up men. They fall asleep at the wheel, saying that y'all stupid and you incompetent criminals. Petty, small-minded. And the black man, like I said, he's not a good criminal because it's not in his nature. It's not in his nature to be a criminal. That's why he never succeeds at it. That's why he sells all his drugs and ends up going to jail after making millions of dollars. He make all this money and all this stuff, and he never gets away with it. He always ends up in jail doing football numbers, as we call it, because he has to lower the bar. He has to lower his mentality, and his mentality is just not as low as these other people that came here. See, because you didn't come here based on getting kicked out of some place or being undesirable. You were brought here to work, right? You were brought here to work. You were brought here to work and to serve these people. That's what your so-called African ancestors, or the people that you was living back side by side with, who were not really your people. They sold you into slavery for that. right? They sold you into slavery to work for these people. So even when you came here to work, you came here to work honestly. You didn't come here for crime. You didn't come here because you committed any crimes. These people came here. The majority of these people are here because they committed crimes. Your whites, your so-called native, your Asians, and all these other people that are here. A lot of these people are descendants of undesirables that were kicked out of their own lands, England, right? Spain, Mexico, wherever they came from, Cuba. A lot of these people are undesirables that were kicked out of their country. Nobody respects the hard worker, right? Everything is about thieving from someone. Even the way certain governments are set up, even certain way state agencies in this country are set up, where they send police out, especially here in New York, they send police out to and ticket agents out, traffic agents out to make up phony tickets, to write your tickets quick, right? Soon as the parking meter goes, they write the ticket on your car. No, $115, $120. That's criminal. And if you don't pay it, they threaten to take your car. That's extortion, right? That's extortion. You don't pay us, we're going to take your car. But then they say the mob is wrong when they extort people, right? They allow people to sell drugs here that they know they get addicted to, or sell cigarettes here with nicotine in that they know you're going to get addicted to, yet they allowed to sell cigarettes here. But you can't sell heroin or sell cocaine or marijuana here, right? They're committing crime by allowing people to sell nicotine here that they know is addictive. More addictive than those drugs. How many people you got smoking cigarettes, inhaling toxic carbon monoxide fumes into their lungs every day? You got more people smoking cigarettes and killing themselves slowly than you got shooting heroin or cocaine, snorting cocaine. You understand? Or smoking marijuana. You got more people smoking cigarettes. But because you can get a tax on that and tell people you're going to tax them for that, it's okay. It's okay to tax these people. It's okay to extort these people because that's what tax is. It's extortion, right? All these things that are set up here, are based in criminal mischief, criminal behavior. You understand that? It's all set up on criminal behavior. It's all set up by demented people. And what do our people do but follow demented people? We have become demonic in this society. We pass off regular behavior, right? Demented behavior, criminal behavior as regular. Even in our so-called black revolutionary talk, it's still criminal behavior. Because you see all these guys who are in the revolutionary thing, what they end up doing? What a lot of these guys end up doing? A lot of these guys who was in these religious movements, a lot of these guys started selling drugs. They started extorting drug dealers. They start getting involved in crime. You understand? Selling drugs. The gangs, the black revolutionary gangs that was once revolutionaries and helping the people, they start turning around selling drugs to the people. So obviously somebody lowered the bar. Somebody went under that submental mindset of the beast, right? You went under the law. You understand? You went under the law. You lowered the bar. And it was easy to do that because when our people are open to suggestions, our people are always open to suggestions on how to think, open to lower suggestions, not higher suggestions. The majority of our people are not open to higher suggestions. We're open to lower suggestions. Let's smoke this weed. Let's drink this. Let's do that. Right? It's easy for a so-called bad boy to get a good girl. It's easy. It's easy. Very easy. Because he's exciting. Right? She want to hold that gun. She want to hold that package. She in love with that dude. I don't know why I'm in love with that dude, but I'm just in love with that dude. You don't want the guy who's trying to do the right thing, the guy who's working and busting his ass. You don't want him. You want the guy who's selling drugs, who carrying a gun, who talking slick, who talking tough. You want him. You want that nigga on the corner with the tats and all of it, so because he's fun, right? He's not going to judge you. He's not going to make you uphold you up to a higher standard. In his mind, he thinks that you're different, but in actuality, he knows you're the same. You're no different. You ever hear what these girls? I heard this girl on Facebook say, all the bad boys they get with the they chase the guys chase the girls and whatnot, the bad girls and whatnot, the hoes, whatever they call them. They say they chase them and they leave all the good girls. They break the good girls' hearts. Whoever told you was a good girl? How much of a good girl could you be if you was attracted to him? Who told you was a good girl? Who told you was a good woman? Obviously, you had to have a criminal mentality or a demented mentality to want to be with him or be attracted to him. And he knows that. He tries to chase what's opposite him. He doesn't want what's the same as him. You understand? That's why when he gets done with you, he moves on. Mentally, our people are open to suggestions on crime. Let me show you something. When our people were sitting here and we were watching those movies like The Godfather, we was watching the movies like Scarface, our people were being programmed. Our people were being programmed. Not just our people, our whole society were being programmed. Right? You were being programmed to admire criminal behavior because you think that that's being brave. You think it's brave to be a criminal. It's against the system. It's gangster. Right? It's bravado, right? They standing up against the system. They got balls. They the real men, right? They the real men. They got heart, right? They bold, right? But look at what always happens. These guys always end up dead or in jail. Now, the funny thing about that is the same place where they came to get free at, right? Show you how funny life is. They started off in prisons. The Italian gangsters, the Cubans, all these other people, they started off in prisons in their country. Then they come here and do all that crime and end up right back in jail, right? Locked up for the rest of their life. How ironic. They end up locked up on RICO charges and things like that. They locked up for the rest of their damn life. They living in 4x8 cells. And you never ask yourself the question, you thought these guys were bad, you looked up to them, you thought these men was such bad guys and this and they was doing their thing out here and whatever, but they end up going to jail for 50 years, 100 years or whatever, and they die in prison. My question was always, why didn't they shoot it out with the police? Why didn't they just go all out? Because to me, a real brave person, if you were really facing it, if you was really supposed to be a badass, you would have went out fighting, blazing out, just going crazy, blazing out. But you opted to live because you were afraid to die. You opted to live, right? You became informants to the government against your people. Yet you swore up and down you were that man. But when you look deep into these people, you see they're actually cowards. See, it takes real men, real women to get up, put energy in, put work in, keep the bar high, raise the bar high, and work towards something worthwhile. It doesn't take any real person to get out here and sell drugs or stick a gun in somebody's face. That don't take no real, that doesn't take any real courage. That's an easy way out. And even when the black man do it, like I said, he's unnatural at it because he doesn't go and do it to other people. He only does it to his own kind because he knows that, 9 times out of 10 his own kind won't fight him back. So he bullies his own kind, but he's weak to other races of people. He won't do it. The black man is weak when it comes to crime. He's not a good criminal. Yet he is induced into becoming that because it looks like an easy way out. It always looks like an easy way out until you get caught. It always looks like an easy way out. Right? Lower the bar. All you got to do is lower the bar. That's all you got to do. You're always enticed to lower the bar, right? They tell you when you become a lawyer, they tell you you're passing a bar. They tell you you passed the bar, right? You've reached the mountaintop when you become a lawyer. You've mastered law, which means you were supposed to master morality as well. The morals and the ethic codes, the ethical codes of law. You were supposed to master all of these things. Our people were supposed to be the ones mastering law. We were supposed to be the ones keeping the law, right? We were the ones who were supposed to bring order actually to this continent, right? We were the ones supposed to bring order to this continent, the first ones, as the Olmecs, the Sharifs, all these people we were supposed to be bringing in to bring law and order, right? But we fell beneath the bar. We fell under the bar. We lowered the bar. We lowered our standards. We lowered our expectations, right? Till we allowed our neighborhoods to be turned into crime zones. We followed right behind the mindset of these people that were here before, even to the point where you see the black man, like I said before, he want to be the black Gambinos, or he want to be the black Lucchese's, or all these naming themselves after Italian gangsters. How ridiculous is that? Like I said, the black man is always open to suggestions, low suggestions, never to nothing high, right? When you start talking about raising the bar or raising the suggestion or raising the mental, the black man don't want to have nothing to do with it. You'll see him, he'll run away faster than a damn roach with some raid on him. The black man will run like I said, like fire on his ass. He don't want nothing higher. You start telling the black woman, right, that she could date this guy, talk to this guy who is law abiding, focused on something. She don't want him. She wants the dude smoking the weed, the dude who got some kind of criminal background, a criminal past, or still involved in crime some kind of way, because that's exciting to her, right? That's the curse in the minds of our people. That's the curse here in this society, right? This society pulls down the morality of the people. It pulls down the morality of the people. Our people will see a wallet fall out of an old woman's pocket, right? It could be her money in there, her little pocketbook. How many going to pick it up and give it back to her? Right? That might be her rent money in there. How many of our kids going to do that? Right? Used to be a time, like I said, it used to be a time where you'll see kids doing that. You'll see a white kid doing it before you see our kids doing it nowadays. Majority of our children won't go and give the old woman her money back. They're not going to do that. They're going to keep it. That's a pair of Jordans. That's a new that's a $20 fitted or $40 fitted or whatever. Hell, y'all even gonna rob old people. A lot of our people will rob older people, hit them in their head, bash them in their head, take their money, just to go and give it for some material nonsense. That's the people who are cursed with a criminal mentality. That's the people that are cursed with a criminal mentality. Y'all sit up here in the churches and you follow these pastors, right? Who you know these niggas are criminals. You know they criminals. You know they ripping you off. They committing crime in the damn church. They ripping you off. But they're given a license. They're given a license to a theologian, what do they call it? A theology license to practice the lies of Christianity. They're given these licenses to rip you off. They're given these licenses to read passages out the Bible and play upon your ignorance and rip you off. And you just keep coming back for more. You just keep coming back for more. Just with your wallet open like an idiot. Why? Because y'all like the hustlers. You like the criminals. You like the con men because you are under that mentality. You are under that criminal mindset. You ever ask yourself, why do, you got guys named Creflo Dollar, you got guys like Jakes and all these other guys. Why do people keep giving these people their money? These people are a bunch of pimps and parasites and whatever, because that's what they want to do. Y'all love the pimps. You don't think of them as dregs of humanity. You don't think of them as a bunch of scum. You don't think of them as a bunch of men who will beat on women and abuse women and make them sell their body. You don't think of them as that. They paint this picture of these guys as smooth talking, bunch of smooth talking, slick talking, fast talking, flashy colors and whatnot, and they just convince women somehow to go sell their body. And you black men, you admired that. You admired that. But what you don't get, the truth of it is, you don't see the violence where these women have low self-esteem and these guys are beating the hell out them or getting them strung out on drugs or, just playing off of their low nature or for their low mindset to get them doing that thing, working with that. Understand that 9 times out of 10 these young black women have a bipolar disorder. They have a mental disorder. Half of them have the mentality of these black women have the mentality of teenagers. Young teenage, like 12, 13, they be 19, 20, 25 years old, got the mentality of 12-year-olds. You understand? Or they have mental problems, they've been abused and whatnot, so these people play on that. Predators. But you look up to these people. You look up to the pimps. The rappers look up to the pimps, and y'all look up to the rappers. They push the criminal mentality. That's how y'all was able to make Biggie such a big icon, because he was pushing the criminal mentality. The man sitting up here telling lies about things he never even did or exaggerating the hell out of it, and y'all bought the story, hook, line, and sinker. How many black men still blasting that nonsense, getting programmed, talking about shooting down other black men because it got a nice beat on it, right? Killing other black men, selling dope. How many of y'all stood up for that? How many of you stood up for that stupidity and that ignorance? The only ones who benefited from that was all you was the law enforcement agencies that locked all you black men up after you niggas went out here and sold them drugs and was listening to them Biggie songs and wanted to flip weight and bust guns and whatnot. The only ones who benefited from it was the men who locked your asses up and went and threw away the key and went home and took their $40,000, $50,000 a year salaries home for watching you in a cage like animals. See? You've been fed to the beast. There you go. But the beast fed you to the beast. You don't think of Biggie and them as beast. You don't think of the rappers as beast. They beast helped feed you to the beast. They were just like the pimps on the corner that fed the prostitutes with low self-esteem, the ones who were gullible. They fed them to the streets. They fed them to the other predators in the street to have sex with. That's the same way these rappers fed a generation of young people, subliminally fed them to the law enforcement. They fed you to the police. The rappers helped feed you to them. You understand that? They know that y'all looking for a way up, a come up, or a way out. They know you frustrated. They know a lot of you young black kids, y'all was messed up off Ritalin. A lot of y'all had rough births. A lot of your parents was on crack. A lot of y'all was messed up mentally. So when that music comes out and they pushing that mentality, they selling you that poison, and you following out in your life, you listening to that rap record, whatever the case is, and you going and living that out. And next thing you know, you locked up in jail for the rest of your life. They fed you to the beast. That was their part in the game, to feed you to the beast. They bought into the criminal mentality. They bought into it. And our people still buy into it. They still buy into it. How many times you gonna hear these Negroes talking about they flipping weight? Right? Jay-Z still talking about flipping weight. Went from this, that, to this, that, to this. That new song he did with talking about how much weight he weighed. How many times you going to keep talking about how much drugs you flipped? Here it is, you've been a rapper for 10 years plus. Why are you still talking about that? Because it's to enforce that mentality in your heads constantly. Criminal mischief. To keep that curse burned in your mind that you are the new millennium criminals. This society runs off criminals. As soon as they let those criminals into this country, right? From England, the first criminals from England, the Irish ones came over here. Then the Italians came over here, right? Then you had the Latino ones came over here from Mexico and Cuba. They came over here. You had an influx of law enforcement jobs that went out. As soon as these people came here, there was plenty of jobs in law enforcement, right? They hired the black cops in Harlem and things like that, and in Chicago and areas in L.A. because of the black crime rate. First, they allowed the whites to come out there and beat the hell out the blacks and whatnot and keep the order. But this society does a balancing act. It runs off of crime and it runs off of punishment. It runs off of crime and it runs off of punishment, or what they call enforcement. Right? Enforcement. Right? Law enforcement. Punishment for committing crimes. Yet you push images of crime. You push out images in movies and you make crime appealing. You romanticize it. Right? You romanticize it. You allow drugs to mysteriously make their way in here. You get rid of jobs and whatnot where people can't work, and a lot of them feel like they have no other choice. No, there is always other choices. Because you hear the black man always say that madness about, oh, well, we ain't got much else to do out here. We what else we supposed to do? They ain't leave us no other game to play out here. What happened to school? What happened to school? What happened to going to school and becoming a doctor or a lawyer, whatever the case may be? You could, like I said, you got a better chance of becoming that than becoming a successful drug dealer. You got a better chance of becoming a lawyer or a doctor than a successful drug dealer or a thief. That's not gonna last. The black man don't want to hear that because, like I said, he want to take right now. He want to take the easy way out. He wants to take the easy way out. That's the easy way out. That's the right now route. I can get on the street and get me some sneakers and some clothes and this, that, and the third. And the black man, he always over-exaggerate his situation. Well, I'm trying to feed my family. I'm starving. I got to eat. That's why I'm doing this. The black man full of crap. He just want to get some money so he can buy some Jordans, some sneakers, or whatever the case may be, and impress some women. That's it. Because I said the suggestion first comes always through the woman. The suggestion always comes through the woman. She the first one that's talking about money. What you going to get? I need my hair done. I need this paid. I need that bill paid. And he trying to get in your pants, so he going to do whatever he got to do to get that money. He's trying to get in your pants. He going to do whatever it takes to get that money because he want to get in your pants. Right? That's the mentality. He'll go out here and commit all these crimes just to get in your pants. Right? To impress you. And what happens? He's locked up in jail forever. Right? He's probably in prison getting raped. He's getting all of the things that make him a man is being stripped away from him. Like I said, he has to be told when to get up, when to go to sleep, when to take a shower, when to eat. Might get raped in there as well. So everything that makes him a man is being taken away from him gradually. But they entice you. It's like somebody's actually dangling a string in front of your face. And if you're stupid enough to reach for the string, you get caged up. It's the same way, if you notice, it's the same way where you had the, and they even said they had this too. I remember a story somebody told me that they would use the woman, the slave catchers would use the woman, right? The African women who they ended up coming in cahoots with, they would use the African women to lure men into the clutches of these slave catchers. You understand that? They would use the women. The African guy, the brother was out there, whatever, he was trying to get some sex or whatever. He chasing the woman and whatnot. And they, next thing you know, she runs him into the clutches of the slave cage of the masters, of the white man over there. They catch him. You understand? They do that. Same way the woman isn't used to entice a lot of the men to commit crimes today. Because like I said, 9 times out of 10, you black men, you in jail because 9 times out of 10, y'all in jail trying to commit crimes to get money. You trying to commit crimes to get money to impress women. All right? Chasing women. Same thing that got you captured back in so-called Africa or wherever our people was in, amongst the Africans. Same thing got our people captured in those homelands. The woman is the same thing to get us caught up in crime today. And I'm not blaming all the sisters and saying, oh, y'all the reason why they commit, y'all the total reason. The black man's lazy as well. He's been taught to be lazy. Right? He's been taught to be lazy. He's been taught that, oh, school ain't for everybody, so this, that, and the third. Even if school's not for everybody, he can't use his mind to think of a business where he can make money, where he ain't got to break the law. He can't think of anything like that. Right? He's enticed by crime because it's easy. That's the criminal curse. Right? Keep lowering your mind to the submental state. Right? To the low-natured state. Who takes and snatches things from people? Animals. Right? If you ever look at animals in the wild, you'll see animals, they take and snatch food, they take and snatch things, material possessions that they want. So in the black mental, I'm going just taking what I want. Or I'm sticking a gun in somebody's face, or I'm selling some drugs, whatever. Like I said, that puts you on a low level standard. That stops you from using your intelligence. Because the mindset and the things you put into selling drugs and the things you do, you're actually cheating yourself. You cheating yourself. You are not allowing higher reception or higher intelligence to come into your mind to where you can do something to so that you don't have to do that. You cheating yourself. You cheating yourself out of higher intelligence or out of a higher mindset. You want to know if that sister's for you, the one you want to talk to, or the sister that you thinking about, brother? Ask her to help you build a business together. See if she'll work with you collectively in building a business. Or sister, you want to know if that brother's for you? Ask him, will he support you in what you're trying to do to build a business? Can y'all work together to build a business? If the answer is nah, or he's not interested, then he ain't for you. He's not for you. She's not for you. Right? She'd rather you be doing something negative. She'd rather you lower the bar. See, because if you lower the bar, she don't have to be no higher. She don't have to step up. Right? Because as soon as you raise the bar and you thinking on a higher level, that's going to turn her off. As soon as your mind is not in the gutter, you're not in that criminal mindset. You understand? And it comes in different forms. It's not always just selling drugs. It's not always just sticking a gun in nobody's face. Or, it's, like I said, anything where you're trying to get over. Anything where you're just trying to get over. Whether you conning people. Whether you lying to people and ripping people off. A lot of you people in this pyramid scam thing, y'all don't think what y'all doing is a crime. You helping the white man to rip your people off. Getting them to sell coffee and insurance and all kind of nonsense. Prepaid legal. That's criminal mischief. And they allow that to go on. They sell you this dream that you're going to make a lot of goddamn money. You understand? They sell you this dream you're going to make a lot of money, and you fall for it. You fall for it. Hook, line, and sinker. But when you start telling our people about being doctors and lawyers and things like that, or being scientists and whatnot, notice that's not pushed in our households. That's not pushed in our households. No, it's some kind of hustle or some scam, or just get a job. Just keep lowering the bar. Just be a zero. Just fit in. Just do what you can do just to bring some money in and whatnot. Don't try to raise the bar. Don't try to be better. Just do whatever you can do. Right? That's why you'll see, like I said, a lot of these women in the projects, they know their sons are selling drugs. And a lot of times the kids start off doing it because they want to help their parents out. You ever see that? I grew up in Brownsville, East New York, and I see where a lot of kids were selling crack back in the days. These were teenagers, like 13, 14 years old, 15 years old, hustling in the street selling crack. And they was bringing home like hundreds of dollars a day, maybe up to a couple of $1,000 a week they was bringing in, right? And their mothers knew they was doing it. But they was okay with it. They was okay with their children taking that risk. They could get locked up, stabbed up, shot up. Because back in the 80s, when they were dealing drugs, it was much more dangerous. Crackhead don't think nothing about killing you and taking your drugs. When he that strung out on drugs. And these women allow their children to go out and sell drugs. Right? A lot of these women who they have their daughters, right, go out here and prostitute themselves. They'll go to clubs where, say, entertainers or celebrities are at a football play, and they'll tell you, go over there. He gonna be over here, or this one Chad Okocinco or whoever the hell gonna be over here, and you prostituting your daughter. You trying to get her to jump up in bed with some so-called athlete, get pregnant so y'all can get some money. That's criminal behavior. That's criminal behavior. You ready to prostitute your daughter, right? That's the mentality here, right? Buy that skirt. That skirt ain't tight enough. Go over there. The rappers is over there. They getting money. That's the mentality. Then when these men look at you a certain way, then you wonder why, right? Because they already know they got a low mentality. They already know they got a low life mentality. And I'm going to tell you women that tomorrow when I do that special broadcast, I said, the reason why these guys don't stay with you, a lot of these guys that you want don't stay with you because they already know they ain't nothing. So they know the fact that you attracted them means that you're nothing. The fact that you even want somebody like them, they get turned off. That's the mindset of the criminal as well. That's the mindset of the criminal as well. He would rather chase that which he can't have rather than to have what it is he don't have to chase. Right? You understand that? He'd rather have that or not have what he had to chase it. He'd rather chase something because they're used to trying to chase behind things. It's a chaser's mentality. They don't want it once they got it. You understand? They don't want it once they got it. That's a criminal mindset, right? Lowering the bar. Crime is always going to be about lowering the bar, trying to get over or get under. Trying to get under something, trying to get by. Making up things. Hustling. Scamming people. That's as American as apple pie, is it not? We all like the slick talk or the fast talk or the con artist or what they call a confidence man. We like that type of person. Right? That's the people in the churches. Like I said, our people don't want to hear anything where it comes to accountability or making things right. Our people don't want to hear that. The majority of the black race, they don't want to hear that. You keep on thinking about, what's the problem with the black race? What's the problem? One of the biggest problems is y'all got a criminal mentality. The majority of our people have a criminal mentality. You understand? They're not right. They don't want to keep the laws. Right? They don't want to uphold the laws. Damn sure don't want to uphold the true laws of God. How can you, as a person, right, if you're not willing to uphold the true laws of God, right, how are you going to be upstanding people in the society? Y'all done lowered the bar, right? Because how they say, as above, so below. So if you're not following the law of God, which is above, then that means you're not going to follow the law of man, which is below. You're going to break it. What do our people do today? You accept homosexuals, lesbians, all these things. All that's okay. Pedophiles is okay. Everything, all that's okay. Bestiality, being whores, all that's okay. Breaking the law. You can go into church and you can do all that stuff. That's fine. But then you don't think that's lawless because you don't get arrested for that. You don't get arrested for it, so you don't think it's a crime what you're doing. The things you accept and the things that you allow to go in your mind, the things you allow to permeate your mind and you take part in, you don't think it's a crime because you don't get locked up for it. You don't get readily punished for it. But you know where the punishment comes down at? The punishment comes on your genetics, right? Let's say you accept the homosexuality. Your children come out or your grandchildren come out as homosexuals and lesbians. That's the punishment. That's the punishment. Or you put all this energy into hating other people, then your daughter, your son end up with another race of people. That's the punishment. All that's crime. So we always get punished for it along the way. We selling drugs in the street. We getting this money and whatnot. We getting all this money. Next thing you know, the white man lock you up forever. You in jail for 30, 40 years. That's the punishment. The punishment always comes with the crime. They set our people up, and they make crime look all enticing to us just so they can turn around and punish you. This society gets off on punishing the black man, locking you up. They get off on punishing people in general, because in punishment you get to sit in judgment, right? And they love to sit in judgment, because when you sit in judgment, that's as though you are sitting in the physical seat of God to judge, because who judges but God, right? Who judges but God does? God judges, right, and punishes for crimes you commit, right? So the white man gets off. The first thing he sets up in his society is court systems, where he can judge and punish people. Now, I'm not saying he's wrong for doing that. He's right, because certain people need to be punished. Certain people need to be in prison. A lot of people need to be in prison. A lot of people are just messed up. A lot of people just going to keep lowering the bar and breaking the law, or going against or hurting other people, things like they need to be locked up. But these people entice you to commit crime just so they can do that, just so they can punish you. They entice you to go on welfare and take these things and live on welfare and give you these handouts. They entice you to do that just so they can eventually tell you no and kick you off of it. Because by enticing you to do something and then getting you to take the bait, they then control your vice. They control your vice. They let drugs in here because they know y'all sell it. They know you're going to buy it and sell it. So therefore they control your vice. They control for the time you're going to be dealing it, because they already know you're dealing it. They know who you are. They already know who's dealing it. They know when the time going to come when they're going to lock you up. They know eventually, right? They let you loose in the world to do these things just so they can pass judgment on you and imprison you, because it gives them a God complex. You understand? It gives them a God complex. That's a God complex that a lot of people lost a long time ago. All right? Questions, comments. We open it up for questions and comments. See, because a lot of people thought I was going to get on here and I was going to curse out America and talk bad about America and whatnot. Like I said, you know, a lot of our people want to chastise America for what they doing here in the society. But like I said, when do we take accountability for what we're supposed to be doing? When do we start raising the bar? When do we start saying, you know what, I know what's messed up. I know it's messed up what's going on in society. I'm not going to take part in it. When are we going to start doing that? See, our people don't want to do that. Once you start talking about that, our people are, I don't want to hear all that. I thought he was going to get up here and talk about America, how they enslaved us and how they beat us and how they did this to us and, you know, America, and the white man. I thought he was going to come and do it. Man, he talking about how we criminal. He ain't talking about why we like that. You like that because you want to be like that. You like that because you want to be like that. You understand that? I don't want to hear about the white man no more. Y'all like that because you want to be like that. Like I said, he makes the suggestion and you take it. He offer you the drugs, you shoot him, you smoke them, you snort it. Right? He held your head down, made you do that. He made you sell drugs. He made you drop out of school. Or did you want to? When you sit up here and you go for the suggestion, that just shows that you're weak-minded. You're weak-minded people. And he will always cater to the weak-minded people. He will always do that. He will always cater to the weak-minded people. That's how he does it. You know? He caters to the weak-minded. The society caters to the weak-minded. That's why y'all sit up here and, like I said, you always look for a way to get over. That's how you can sit here and see black men not doing nothing for themselves, right? Not starting up businesses, not doing no real enterprises here, because they cater to you here. They cater to your laziness, and they offer crime as a way out. They offer crime as a way out, right? They put you through the revolving door, right? Crime is the way out. Getting over, right? Don't put the work in. Try to hustle and scam somebody. That's already put in the minds of our people, right? We don't want to look inside ourselves for the problem or the answer, right? We always want to lose ourselves. We want to blame somebody. That's the mentality, right? We'll be right back. You know, it's even criminal when you have children who have intelligence, right? When you allow your children to sit up here and become rappers, they have the intelligence to memorize verse upon verse, lyric upon lyric, or bar upon bar, and you don't push them toward things early. When you deprive their minds of things early, right? Their minds are capable, very capable early. You know, when you deprive them of higher or advanced intelligence because you are lacking it, right? Parents do this, especially our people, black parents. You deny your children of higher things or higher intelligence or advanced intelligence beyond you because you don't have it. You might have a son who's intelligent, get it all out, and then you kill it in him. You might have a daughter who's intelligent, right? And it's always a mother. A daughter like that usually comes to a mother who ain't about nothing. She don't know what to do with a daughter like that. So what does she do? She poisons the daughter. She gives her daughter all kinds of the negative criminal mentality or the felonious mentality or the whorish mentality that she has. She poisons her daughter with it, right? The way our people's minds have been made in this society has been criminalized, and you pass it on to your children. How else could you explain a generation of children who are not becoming doctors and lawyers and scientists and things like that, who are not achieving, who are not winning, as y'all say? How else would you explain that? Right? You can't blame the movies for everything. You can't blame the white man for everything. After a certain point, you have to blame yourself. You have to blame yourself because I said, you know, the majority of our people, if we were given the answer tomorrow on how to fix the future generation, to fix our people's problem, they don't want it. They don't want it. The majority of our people don't want the problem to be fixed, right? They just want enough medicine. As I say, they just want enough medicine to get them along and way so they can limp through without having to change anything, right? When you tell your people, okay, the best way for us to get rid of this criminal mentality or police or exercise this criminal mentality up out of our people so that we can produce better people, when you tell your people that, the majority of them are going to reject it. They say, how do you make a better black man and a better black woman? Simple. By exercising that low mentality up out of them, that criminal mentality, that submental mentality. Like I said, criminal behavior is not just defined as criminal behavior just because it's something you can't get arrested for. Because that's how people think. Well, it ain't a crime if I ain't getting arrested for it. Right? You do crimes every day to your children. Right? You neglect them. You abandon them. You don't listen to them. You don't talk to them. You don't spend time with them. You don't enhance their way of thinking. You do criminal acts to your lovers. Right? Your husbands, your wives, whatever. You verbally, mentally abuse them. Right? You put them down. You throw down their dreams, their wants, and their desires, and something better. So you play on that. You play on that. You commit crimes every day. But that's what happens when your mind is on the submental level. Right? That's what happens. That's what happens when your mind is not advancing on a higher level. You're going to fall beneath this because, like I said, the criminal mentality is ingrained deeply in this society. Right? It's ingrained in it. First thing on the young generation of kids, they think of when they get in the street, what are they thinking about? Are they thinking about, let's get together and do this, or let's get together and do this. Let's, they're not thinking about anything that's going to advance them. The first thing they're thinking about is committing some kind of crime. That's the first thing they're thinking about. A lot of kids, they get into mischief. What is the mischief or the fun they get into doing? They get into committing some kind of crime. Let's go beat somebody up. Let's go steal this. Let's go do that. They call that childhood fun or mischief, or childhood pranks, or whatever they get into. Why is criminal behavior or criminal mindset the first thing? They call it childlike behavior, right? They call it childlike behavior. They try to justify that, right? These are things, like I said, these are all criminal implants in the minds of our people. Things that lower the bar, keep us from raising it. Whenever you talk about raising the bar with black people or doing better, that's going to turn a lot of our people off. That's why I said I know tonight's broadcast probably will be listened to later, but the majority of people are not going to listen to this. The majority of the people are not going to listen to that. We do broadcasts from time to time. We get a lot of listeners, like the one tomorrow. I'm pretty sure it's going to get a lot of listeners. But this one here is not going to get a lot of people that's going to be interested, because it's actually a talk through of raising the bar amongst our people. It's actually a talk through. It's a verbal whipping that our people need. It's a verbal waking up. It's a verbal criticism of our people, which we greatly need, because black folks don't like to be criticized. Black people don't like their dirty laundry aired. We don't like that. We want to be told we God, we supreme people, we God people, we gods and goddesses. We want to hear all that part, right? We want to hear that. But then when it comes time to criticize us for what we're doing, we don't want to hear that. That's the white man for. He the devil. Oh, he was wicked and weak, and he fooled us and he didn't give us nothing, and that's why we like this. Yeah. Y'all was all good and y'all ain't did nothing bad. The black man ain't he good by nature. He ain't bad by nature. Really? Really? You want to believe that? You want to hear that? The white man made our people do all the evil in the, so how do you justify the black people that's not doing it, the so-called black people that are not doing criminal acts? Since the white man, because they grew up in the same environment you grew up in, right? And I always ask them, the people who say that nonsense, right, that the white man made us messed up the way we is. Well, what about the people who are not committing crimes? What about the people who going to school trying to make something better themselves, the people who are just decent people out here in the world who trying to, who want better, who want to achieve more? What about them? How come the white man didn't bring them all down when I said you got a justification for why our people are out here with a low mentality, why we committing crimes and doing this thing? Why? What about those people? Right? Right? What about those people? No, see, because then you would have to admit that you're just making things up as you go. You would have to admit that you're telling lies, that you just weak mentally, that you've lowered the bar. I'm going to take a call. 757.
Peace, bro. Peace, bro. Yeah, I wanted to get it in for you before I filled up a whole sheet of paper. I was just going to go backwards from where you just left off at when you was talking about the children. So I was going to start with, one, Tom and Jerry. You know what I'm saying? The cartoons is one of the things, parents trying to get away from their children, introducing them to cartoons. Tom and Jerry, they was criminals. Bugs Bunny, they criminals. The video games promote criminals. Now, that's mainly for the boys. You know what I'm saying? Then when you get to the girls, the soap operas. You know what I'm saying? A whole created universe of criminals. You know what I'm saying? And they soak up hours and upon hours of soap operas. And then that Jerry Springer fiasco that lasted who knows how many years, with showing you baby mamas and is this, he's your daddy, and, niggas fighting on TV. You know what I'm saying? Oh, everybody sat home and they watched it. They ate it like pumpkin pie. You know what I'm saying? So that was, since I was going back from there. The other thing that I wanted to say, or one of the comments you made earlier, I wanted to make the statement: God is always, and your emotions is partial. Which, and I'm gonna start with the men. You know what I'm saying? You was mentioning about the criminal dudes. You know what I'm saying? Okay, and you said about them not shooting it out. They go to jail, and then a lot of them want to be righteous afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Which means that after you get some time to think about it, now you're a good guy, and you know what I'm saying? You want to be out of jail, and you want to do right. You know what I'm saying? So that means that, you know, people don't realize that the Creator he's always there. You know what I'm saying? And the emotions that get you in these situations is partial. Now, for the females, you know what I'm saying, the females, which you was mentioning, they always want bad boys, right? Then, after that, they want to be mothers. They want to take the bad boy seeds, and then all of a sudden they're a good girl, and he's such a demon and a dog. You know what I'm saying? Again, the Most High is always there. Your emotions is partial. You know what I'm saying? You emotionally wanted the bad boy. You know what I'm saying? Then you wanted to be a mother later. You know what I'm saying? So that was one part. Then when you mentioned about the church, the reason why you don't see the church people approaching drug dealers and them in the street, because they all criminals and they all on the same side. They all on the same side. The drug dealers and the church people, they all on the same side. That's why you can have a church in the middle of the hood or on the side of the hood and don't nobody do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, when you mention people choose to go to these places and deal with criminals, the drug dealers choose to deal with other drug dealers, and the church members, they so weak, you know what I'm saying, that they want to deal with the pimp criminal and the church, and so they don't approach each other, or you don't see that for a lot of people that, you know, that have 10 churches in their neighborhood. That's why, because they all criminals. The next part that I wrote down was people see the opposite of their parents. They want to be the opposite of their parents. You know what I'm saying? Their parents are not their role models. So when you get a lot of people that their mother or father is doing right in the house, and you know what I'm saying, and they're accomplishing things, and you know, and they're not doing negative things and so forth, the children are like, nah, like you said earlier, that's boring, that's whack. You know what I mean? So they don't look. People stop looking at their parents as role models. Another point I wanted to bring out was just growing up in this culture. During the Clinton era, Clinton let all the drugs come in. You was mentioning about, you know what I'm saying, this criminal at the beginning, just this society built off of criminality. Clinton left all of the drugs come in, and I remember that was during the time of my major youth. Now, after he got 2 terms, right? So that was 8 years of everybody hustling, you know what I'm saying? But while you in the toilet, you can't smell the doo-doo, you know what I mean? So everybody was in there. Then after Clinton left, Bush came in and locked everybody up. No drugs. I'm bringing in the guns. I'm going to war, and we locking everybody up. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? So you got these presidents, you know what I'm saying, they bring in, and they actually are being the gatekeepers. You know what I'm saying? One look like the good guy, and the other one look like the bad guy, but they both criminals. The other part that I wrote down was the victim of criminals, the victims of crime, sooner or later honor the criminals as role models. You know what I'm saying? The victims, you know what I'm saying, of the crimes, which you might say our people, sooner or later they start honoring and want to mix in with the criminals and look up to them as role models because they can't get their self-worth from the crime that has happened to them by the criminal. So now the criminal has everything. He dressed up in a suit. He robbing you for your 401k, A, B, or C. And like you said, then everybody want to come out and do some scams. You know what I'm saying? So the victims, sooner they want to honor them. And let's see, what was the last thing I had wrote down? People ignore the Creator of God's suggestions. You know, you have mentioned in the suggestions. So you have signals that's coming in that's telling you what to do all the time. But what it is that they want to deal with the lower nature. They want to ignore that. It's like, how can you see a whole generation of people that just ignores the Creator's signals? You know what I'm saying? Because who created this? So how you not know what to do while you're here? But you're doing all of the lower nature activities and dealing with all of the suggestions of the devil. You know what I'm saying? So, those are the points that I just wrote down real quick up into that 10 o'clock hour before you went on break. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, the thing is, I see you 323. I'm going to get your call 323. The thing is that you got people, like I said, the majority of our people, they would rather do the negativity. They'd rather keep the criminal mindset because, like I said, it's easy. It's easy to be low life. It's easy to be a low life person and call yourself a god or a goddess or whatever the hell you and know that your mentality is low. You understand? Know that you are messed up mentally. It's easy to follow that criminal mentality or fall under that criminal mentality and then blame somebody for it later, because that's what weak-minded people do. It's all about weak-minded people and strong-minded people. God is dealing with strong people, strong mental people, because he understands, Amen understands that only the strong will follow him, that will be an extension of God. Because in order to be God, you have to be strong. You can't partake in the things out here and then talk about you God. You can't stand up here and smoke blunts with niggas on the corner and walk around your pants down and be selling crack on the corner and then talk about you God. That means you ain't no different than them niggas, because they ain't calling themselves God. So if you doing what they doing, you just like them. How you going to call yourself God? Because you studied some lessons or whatever you did, now you God because you reciting some lessons. You ain't God because of that. You God based on your actions and the fact that you're supposed to be different or hold yourself to a higher standard than the rest of these people here. If you're not doing that, then you're not no God and you're not no extension of God. You threw that away. You accepted the criminal mentality. If you're going to sit up here and talk about these sisters up here talking about they want real men and real husbands, but then you out here being a hoe, or you want that nigga on the corner who's smoking that blunt, and you talking about, oh, I can't find no good men out here for me, and this, that, and the third. No, because you want a nigga that you want to try to make good. You don't want a good man, because I'm pretty sure you had a good man that came into your life, and you didn't want him because he was a square, or he wanted you too much, or it got to be something wrong with him, or whatever the case is. You understand? You wanted that criminal nigga that didn't want you. So, like I said, that's a criminal mentality in itself, because you were given somebody who was on a higher level mentally. You had a chance to raise the bar, and you chose not to raise the bar. So that's a criminal mentality when you go after these people. All right?
No doubt. No doubt. Yeah, appreciate it, bro.
All right, let me take these other calls.
Okay, no doubt.
All right. 323. 323, you're on the air.
Hey, what's going on, family? This is Liberal Democrat in the chat room. How you doing?
All right, how you doing?
I'm good. Well, I have a difference of opinion. I'm just listening. Again, I came in later on. I'm looking at the presentation where it says Big Brother is watching you, brother, and stuff like that. And then I see the gun on the person with their hands up and stuff like that. And I see conversations like this happen a lot, wherein we want to blame black people. Like you had CNN came out with blacks in America, like they're the problem. Then I'm looking at you guys, things says criminal curse on America and stuff like that. And a lot of times, we bring up the talented tenth all the time, like, well, all these people aren't affected by it, so why are these, affected by it? And I'm often I'm amazed at how quickly we are to dismiss what white people have done to black people. And stuff like that, and just give them a pass on that and stuff like that. But we're critical in our critiques on black people. But when we start talking about and I'm just talking about how history has been photoshopped, and and they shut that argument down quick. The new thing that's coming out, like they're talking about the Statue of Liberty, wherein it was originally to celebrate the end of slavery in America. Black woman statue, chains on her wrist, and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden they have a poetry contest, and they put a poem on the statue a couple of years later, and now we celebrate that poem. Give us your poem, give us your this, give us your that, and that didn't have anything to do with the statue. The statue was basically saying to celebrate the end of slavery. But we give white people a pass when they want to Photoshop history. And in conversations like this one, when the critiques get on the black man, and we call it, we keep saying nigga this, nigga that, or whatever, and then, well, these weren't affected, but these were, and we continually give him a pass. I'm saying, yes, slavery did have an effect on us. Yes, yes, white supremacy in America is still alive and well, and we are affected by it. And, and to speak on it is not making ourselves victims or suckers or whatever the language is used today. I continue to speak on it. People say, well, you want this from the white man, whatever. I don't give him a pass. And I don't criminalize black people and whatnot and stuff like that, or critique black people like I'm hearing this conversation going on, because I'm saying, what about the people you're giving a pass to?
Well, hold on. Let me stop for a second. Did you hear this broadcast from the beginning?
I heard what I heard, and I'm just responding to what I heard.
Okay, you didn't hear from the beginning.
All I'm saying is I responded to what I heard, what I was listening to.
Okay, but did you hear it from the beginning? I asked you.
No, what I'm saying, I responded to what I heard.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, did you hear it from? I'm asking you for a reason, because if you come into the
middle,
wait a minute, brother, wait a minute, I'll let you talk. Let me ask you something. I'll let you talk, brother. I'll let you talk. Wait a minute, I'll let you talk.
Me and the other brother got
I'll let you talk. I sat quietly. I'll let you talk, and you telling me that the conversation reminds you of what
black,
you heard critiquing black.
Right.
Wait a minute, okay, but wait a minute. I asked you, did you hear from the beginning, or did you come into the middle of the broadcast?
Already, I believe. I said
no, you didn't.
I called in. I'm responding only to what I heard. I think that's
okay, so that's not answering my question. I asked, did you hear from the beginning, the broadcast, as it started at 9 o'clock?
No, again, I will answer. I said I did not hear it from the beginning. I just responded to what I heard when I called.
Okay, now you answered my question. You didn't say that at the beginning. But anyway, you're saying that you didn't hear it from the beginning. You didn't hear me talk about how
hold on, let me finish, brother. I don't want to come off as I'm disrespectful.
No, brother, I'm answering your question.
So I want to apologize if I come off.
No, you're not, brother. Just listen. Okay, that's fine, brother. It's not an apology or anything. I'm just explaining something to you. I'm just clearing something up, because you came in maybe I don't know how long into the broadcast you came in, but what I'm saying is you didn't hear me talk about how this country was famous for being a dumping ground for undesirables from Europe all the way up until Italy to Ireland, and even up into the time of Cuba, where Castro said he would flush the toilets of Cuba onto America, and he let all the prisoners and all these people out of the Cuban jails into here to America. So I was talking about how America is been used historically as a criminal dumping ground for people, and that mentality bled over into the people that's here today in common everyday life, even the so-called black man and black woman and the choices they make. Now,
my critique is only we have to that narrative. I understand, and I endorse that narrative. But when it comes to only critiquing the black, that's when I interject and say, wait a minute now, we are a reactionary people. We're not doing what we're doing because of what we're doing.
That's not good to be, brother. If you trying I'll let you talk. You keep interrupting me.
No, you interrupted me, and
I'll let you talk for the whole thing, brother.
Not really, because I really didn't have that much time to talk. The other brother did, and he wasn't interrupted at all. I'm just saying.
Brother, I'll let you go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
And again, all I'm saying is, we are acting any kind of way for any reason. People need to understand mental illness is a real thing. And when you talk about a black culture and a black people that, we don't traditionally go to therapists or whatever like that, a lot of us are immersed in these churches and stuff like that. And then when we want to immerse everybody into one group, like I heard the other brother saying that all the churches and drug dealers are in the same whatever. I have to disagree, because you got a lot of, Muslim people out there, a lot of Christian churches out there doing stuff. But, the reason a lot of churches can't do whatever is because a lot of people are scared. People are literally getting murdered out there. And so now it's you got to die for what you believe in. So I would challenge that brother that was on there saying that all the churches, because that's like when women come out with books and say all men like this, and men come out with books all women like this. You can't group a whole group of people just on what you experience. And so what I would just like to just add that to the conversation and stuff like that. We are reactionary because it's a reality. If recession or money and I got to take care of my family or something like that, a lot of things became illegal to give certain rights to. When you're talking about the history, a lot of things became illegal when black people got access to it. And for example, with guns. And even going back to slavery or whatever, and when black people got their freedom and got guns, all of a sudden now let's make it illegal for blacks to have guns, and that criminalized it. And now the same with the drug situation. You know, as white people's doing certain drugs, boom. But when black people start making profits off of that, we criminalize it in the system and give them harsher laws. So let's have a real conversation about it instead of saying, you know, this is what's wrong with black people. Let's talk about this is what's wrong with America. You know, and stuff like that. And we are reacting to, you know, how you gonna be an angel when you're walking around with a lot of devils?
Okay, well, let me ask you something. Okay, can I ask you something? Can I ask you something?
Sir.
Do you sell drugs?
No, I don't.
Okay, have you ever sold drugs?
No, I don't.
Okay, why haven't you sold drugs?
Well, I'm saying the reason that I do not sell drugs and whatnot, and it's going to be, you know, certain kind of drugs are going to be legal, so that's going to be another conversation for you guys to have later on in this show maybe. But I haven't personally sold drugs or whatever because that's not my thing. You know, I'm about knowledge and stuff like that.
Okay, so okay, and
let me finish, brother. Let me ask you a question.
Brother, let me finish.
I want to answer your question. Like, you know, traditionally, what people call drugs. Like, if you go to the history of our people. Herbal, a lot. We're going back
brother,
to a lot
I didn't
of herbal.
I'm
giving you an answer.
Brother, hold on.
You might not agree with it or hear it.
Okay, but I'm asking something personal of you. I'm asking you for a reason. Okay.
Well, can I answer the question?
Okay, let me finish, bro, because I let you go on and like I
mean,
said.
I just want to know if I can answer the question.
Okay, no, but you're gonna go. You're not gonna answer. You're going into a whole thing about the history
I'm going to answer your question about
things
me personally.
Like that.
If you ask me a personal question.
Okay. Can you give me a answer? Just brief answer.
A quick
answer.
You want a quick answer? I got you. So basically, I do not sell drugs to become about knowledge, and I sell a different kind. You know, when you call herbals and stuff like that. You know, illegally, again, America's calling stuff drugs because they can't make money off of it. But a lot of these, you know, certain drugs that, you know, whatever, they are healthy. They and it's been proven that they help in our bodies or whatever. You know, I don't sell certain things, and I know about the illegal drugs that people whatever. But there are drugs out there that the laws can't make money off of, so they're going to criminalize.
I understand that, brother. Why I'm asking that is, have you shot anybody? Have you sold any drugs to anybody? Have you sold any crack cocaine to anybody? Have you sold any heroin to anybody?
Well, I do own a gun, and I have defended myself, you know, and
have
stuff like that.
Have you shot anybody in trying to sell drugs to people? Have you committed any crimes or things? I'm not talking about in defending.
No, what I'm saying to you, like you asked
brother.
me earlier, and I said I don't do drugs. I don't sell drugs.
And you haven't shot anybody in pursuit of getting any money or anything or stuck anybody up, have you?
I've not. I've only used it to defend myself.
Okay. Reason why I'm asking. Okay. The reason why I'm asking is because you came up in the same climate as these people. You mentioned the talented 10. I'm not talking about the talented. I don't care about them. Those people are engulfed in criminal behavior as well. I didn't give nobody a pass.
No, I don't know.
Let me finish, brother. Let me finish. I didn't give anybody a pass. I didn't give white people a pass. This is the problem with black.
No, when you say
brother, let me
niggas
finish,
and
brother.
You
let me
saying
finish.
I don't care.
Brother, let me
person
finish.
Doing
brother,
that. You criminalize the black people.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Brother,
don't just make black people a problem in America.
Listen. Brother, let me finish. All right? I'll let you talk. I'm not sitting up here buying into the reactionary thing. All right, because you didn't do it, and there's a lot of decent people out there who didn't fall into that mindset or under that submental thing like everybody else chose to do. You make choices in life. Stop babying the damn black man and stop saying, "Oh well, the reason why the black man did this is because the white man." You know what you do?
I mean, because
no, stop. Brother. You know what you do when you do that?
It does affect how you live your life.
Your
quality of life is
you make the white man God. You people like you who do that, you make the white man God.
Well, that's your opinion. And that's your I'm just saying, I'm not gonna let people get away with treating me a certain way. When I react to it, they criminalize me.
Like I said, so you kind of like giving him the pass. So you make the black man seem weak. You making the white man God because you don't want to talk about him. You make him seem mentally weak, and you make him seem stupid. Like he can't make no real choices in his life. You chose
I'm not going to be dismissive of what he's done, and I'm reacting to what he's done. And he does not get a pass
for everybody because the white man did it.
Now, you giving the white man a pass on your show, that's cool.
I ain't about giving nobody no pass. It's not about giving nobody a pass. You want to keep going back and forth. Whether you give the white man a pass or you say it's not okay, you're not going to do nothing to the white man anyway. So you gave him a pass anyway. You're not going to do nothing.
Well, I'm going to call him when he does things on the law books. I'm going to call him.
You living in America, you got a job, you paying taxes. You gave the white man a pass.
Just because history is history to you, it's still affecting us. Like, if a whole nation of people got rich off of your insurance policies, right, and now their kids say, well, I ain't own no slaves, but they rich because of it, they're not giving that money back, but now your whole people disenfranchised.
And you're not going to do anything but give it back to the white man anyway. You're going to give it right back to the white man. You're going to, if you got reparations tomorrow,
you can't speak for all black people.
Y'all going to buy cars,
you
going to buy houses,
you cannot speak for all black people.
You living in this society, you working for the white man, you paying taxes, so you gave the white man a pass. If you're not going to pick up no gun and blow nobody's brains out or start no revolution yourself, then you gave the white man a pass too. So knock it off, brother. All right.
Well, I'm just saying, you don't have to catch feelings about it. I just call you on. If you're going to criminalize black people on your show and give the white man a pass, let's just call it what it is.
So move
what
on.
he did affects us.
It don't matter about what he did.
We're not just acting out because we want to do stuff.
It don't matter about what he did.
We are reacting to our environment.
Okay, you reacting and you talking,
and I guarantee you that you would be in the same situation. You would react to a certain place if laws were made against you and disenfranchised you and did something
I heard the rant already, brother. We heard the rant. Yeah, the black man been beat down. He been hung to a tree. He been disenfranchised. You know what? You know what we say? You know what we say in the state of mental? That was supposed to happen to the black man. That was supposed to happen. You know why that was supposed to happen? Because you trusted the damn white man like you black men do. You expected him to treat you like you expected him to treat you like his people. And when he didn't, now your feelings is hurt. You trusted the damn white man. You expected him to treat you like your people, and when he didn't, when he rejected you because you're not his people,
you cannot just hold the talented tenth and say black people are progressive because we got a talented tenth. You still have those behind the talented tenth.
The hell with the talented tenth. The hell with the talented tenth. The hell with the talented 10. You expected the white man to treat you like his brother, and you got your feelings hurt when he did. That's why you black men sitting up here talking about, oh, well, they did this and you did that, and they did this and they did that. They were supposed to. They were supposed to.
A lot of people still don't have access.
Okay, that's your fault. That's your fault. The white man don't owe you nothing.
We are in white supremacy.
Not his people.
You know, they still same people still hold power.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do we celebrate a black
president? I got to take another call, brother. Listen. We don't want to hear a rant here. Look, brother, look, the black man ain't gonna do a damn thing but bitch and moan and complain. You ain't gonna do nothing, so you gave the white man a pass.
Bitch and moan and complain.
You're not gonna do nothing. You're not gonna do nothing with that gun to the white man. So forget about it.
Give the white man a pass.
Yeah, you gave him a pass. You're not gonna do nothing. What good is it sitting around talking about it if you're not going to do nothing?
Speak the power, things change.
Yeah, right. When's it changed? Y'all been bitching and moaning about this for how many years?
When you say y'all, I mean, I'm assuming you are African American, black, or whatever you want to call it.
No, I'm not African American. No, thank you. I don't wear those titles. Those are white man titles. You talking about giving the white man a pass? Those are white man titles that you wearing.
Well,
African is a white man title. You living in America. You got an English name? Sir, you got an English name? You got an English name?
I'm just saying, you check something. I'm the liberal Democrat on here.
Yeah, you a liberal, and you were part of his system. So I don't want to hear nothing about giving the white man a pass. You gave part of the white the system and all this. Look, brother, I gotta go, brother. All right, thank you, brother.
Of course, don't be
okay, thank you. Next call. 519.
You're a great American. This nation owes you a huge debt. Now shut the fuck up and block your own face!
All right. Next call. Hello. 347.
Hello?
Yes.
Hey, Nolan.
Hey, how you doing, Brett?
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got a bunch of nonsense on here tonight. You got the black man, the angry black man on one line who mad at the white man but ain't going to do nothing about it. Want to sit up here. He want to join all these white groups and clubs and things like that and walk around working in America for the white man, but we ain't giving the white man a pass. I'm like, you gave him a pass. You going to work for him every day. You gave him a pass. You a Democrat and a Republican. You gave him a pass. You spending money here. You gave him a pass. That's it. The end. These Negroes, man.
I was hoping you'd hang up on the phone, just please. Just next time.
I know.
Please hang up on the phone, please.
Yeah.
I'm mentally that people right now. It's not good for you to stress and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just came to call in to tell you, I basically agree with everything you said, and plus I found it really interesting how you do the whole criminal acts of America and stuff like that. I did not know too much about it. But now I know. And I really needed to hear that. So I just came in to call. And that's it.
Yeah, well, like I said, you got certain people. They only gonna hear what they want to hear. They only gonna hear that we shall overcome Uncle Tom mentality. And like I said, I carried on with it a little bit too longer, but you're trying to drive a point home to people who are mentally dead. They can't hear that. They don't hear what's really being said. They hear the beneath thing, and that's a criminal act of the black man too. Because like I said, he's going to constantly be locked back and forth in this black and white thing and whatnot. And that that's the mentality. So it's for.
I interrupt you. I just don't like acknowledge the whole black and white thing. It's like It's like a game, kind of like. It's like putting two people against each other when you know who's. It's like putting two people against each other for no point of reason. You know you have someone else controlling both of them. So that's what I think about it. It's 2003, and just people still talking about the same mentally dead stuff. It really gets annoying. It's like a record playing over and over again.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, exactly. And the guy liberal in the chat room, I wasn't attacking you and whatnot. I wasn't calling you no names and whatnot. It's like, you guys who've been talking this, not letting the white man get a pass. Y'all guys are broken record, man. You're going to keep saying the same thing over and over again. We trying to move on as a new people. We don't want no broken records with us. That mentality don't exist here. We don't want to hear the white man did this, and we already know all that. But like I said, you can only be hurt by the white man if you expected something from him in the first place. You think he's your people. You expect him to do right by you, and when he didn't, like I said, your feelings got hurt. And that's what the problem with the black man is and the black woman. When the white man didn't embrace you or treat you right or whatever, he exploited you for what he could exploit you for. He used you and things like that, and that was it. And like I said, you're not his people. That's going to be expected. And it had our people thought on a level of, look, these are not our people. We shouldn't be having no kind of connection with these people. We should be thinking of our own interests. We wouldn't have been able to fall under that mentality. We wouldn't have been able to fall into that trap. But, like I said, since we don't have that mentality, since you saying that, since you're saying that, we reactionary people, we supposed to be actionary people, meaning that we supposed to be moving on our own. We're not supposed to be sitting around here, the white man ain't going to show us this love, so we ain't going to do nothing. Or if the white man don't make no movies or he don't do nothing, we ain't going to have no movies then. Or we ain't going to do this, it ain't going to be that. We should be moving on our own. They're actionary people, which is what we once were. We have to get back to being actionary people because we see what happens when we sit around waiting for people to show us love, show us some compassion, or things like that. We end up lost and out in the cold, and we end up developing that criminal mentality. We start sitting up here thinking that, well, we're going to commit crime because we ain't got nothing else to do. What about school? What about going to school, starting your own business, doing the things you could do in the society? Because like I said, if all black men are not out here committing crimes, that means that obviously a group of black men or black women are trying to raise the bar and think on a higher level. So I'm not buying into that. Oh, we doing because the white man did this, that, and the third. No, you doing it because you want to do it.
Yeah, I'm kind of tired of that excuses though about the white man, blah blah blah, how he oppressed us, da da da. It's really tiring. It's really ridiculous. I mean, there's so many amazing, bright brown people in the world that are trying to achieve higher intelligence and stuff like that, becoming the next doctors, becoming the next engineers and stuff like that. And once I heard about that, it made me want to become a brighter person.
Okay,
so I'm gonna try doing that.
That's the hope for the future right there. You sitting around here, you going to be an actionary person and not a reactionary person sitting around here talking about what the white man did. Like I said, we don't care. We already know all that history, so we moving on from that. See, like I said, we ain't falling into the trap no more. We thinking above and beyond the white man and trying to work with him and do everything. Like I said, we looking in the world where we trying to make it on our own. We trying to work to come together and make it on our own. But as long as you're going to have people up here who constantly with this, oh, the white man did this and the white man. You know what these people do? They the ones that put the white man on the pedestal and make him the god. They're the ones that keep the white man in power. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
When you constantly sitting up here talking about what you was denied by the white man and what you was denied by this, that, and the third, instead of you coming together and getting it on your own, like I said, these are the people that keep that white supremacy thing in order, and they don't even see it. They don't even see it. Just by you saying that, oh, well, the white man did this and he keeping us from this and he keeping us from that, you put him in a position whereas he can't, whereas we are shut out, or we are supposed, he has the key to let us in. We can't open the door ourselves and come together collectively and move on. That's slave mentality. That's a slave mentality.
Yep, I totally agree with that point.
Yeah. So.
Well, oh wait, I forgot one more thing.
Mhm.
Let me see. Okay, go get and support Bright Beverages. The alkaline water is 8.5 to 11.0 pH level. It's good and healthy for you. For more information, call 347-465-3602, or you can go to the Bright Beverages website at www.brightbeverages.com.
Yeah.
And thank you.
Thank you, Britt. That's out here in New York. Thank you. All right.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye, Britt. Bright sister there. Yeah, like I said, the forward motion of our people will only come when we lift the bar. We take this thing off of our neck, this mental chassis off our neck, whether we call it the white man, whether we call it whatever the case may be. Like I said, you in a crime, there's a victim and there's one who is committing the crime and there's a victim. The two people at some point have to agree to be together in that, or cahoots with that crime. One has to agree to be a victim, and the other one has to agree to be victimizer. All right. So we're not trying to fall into the thing of victim. We're trying to be actionary people, and we're trying to pull our people together collectively, and we stop blaming people for our stupidity. See, the black man can be blamed for that because, like I said, and the black woman because we trusted people. And when you trust people, right, when you trust the wrong people, when you think people are supposed to have your best interest at heart instead of dealing with people mentally or not looking at every angle, you're going to fall into something. And we fell big into something. We've fallen into this behavior here. We've fallen into this criminal behavior here. Okay? So I think 347? Hello?
Hello?
Oh, that's Britt? Britt? Okay, it's you again. All right. Okay. All right. All right, so we come toward the end of our broadcast. This has been an eventful night. I'm going to do a special broadcast tomorrow on the I'm going to do a special broadcast on the separation or the difference between men who choose wives versus those who choose the jump-offs or the so-called hoes and whatnot. So we're going to do that special broadcast. I just wanted to, like I said, those people who listen to this broadcast, you need to listen to the whole thing and pay attention. Like I said, it's deeper than what you think. It's a deeper mental brainwashing, or I should say a brain staining than anything. It's deeper than that. So let me go ahead and read these questions before we get out of here. All right, we got a few minutes left. Let me see. February 24th. We are doing the State of Mintel's reception in Brooklyn, New York City. State of Mintel's reception, where we're trying to raise the vibration, the mental vibration of our people. Like I said, those are our people who are not trying to raise the bar. We're not dealing with you. So those are our people who are not trying to raise the bar. We're not dealing with you. We're not putting any energy into you. So what is the criminal curse on America? The criminal curse on America is as follows. It is the mentality that was transported here from other cultures, because, as I said, this place has been historically used as a dumping ground for undesirables, and that mentality is thoroughly ingrained in every aspect of this society, from the corporate world to the blue collar working class world. You understand? All the way to the bottom. It's thoroughly ingrained here, because these people who came here, who were your undesirables, Their descendants are running Fortune 500 companies. Their descendants are running working in blue-collar jobs. And that mentality has trickled down to the mindset of our people, okay? We've been thoroughly ingrained with a criminal mentality. It was dropped off to us, and we've accepted it. It was subliminally dropped off to us, all right? This is what I was trying to tell a brother earlier in the broadcast. You know, it's not about we're not doing a blame game here. It's what is. You know, it's what is. Who put it here and how? Like I said, the people who came over here, right, and the powers that be, the ones who control those societies, they dropped that mentality of people and dropped that people off here and made it one big melting pot. And like I said, that mentality has been ingrained in every facet of modern day life here, or society life here in this country. Even in the so-called Republican and Democratic systems, they've been ingrained. That criminal mentality has been ingrained in these places, all right? Because I'm pretty sure, I'll tell you, for everything that they think is legal here, or they call legal, can be termed illegal, and another thing where they don't approve of it. In one breath, they'll say one thing is legal, then they'll say in another breath that it's illegal because they don't approve of it, all right? And it could be the same act. How has this affected American society? Like I said, how we do business, how we interact with each other, how things go in the society has a criminal undertone to it. Everything is crooked here. Everything has a crooked criminal undertone here, right? That's why you allow organized crime to exist in this country, right? For 100 years, and nobody put a stop to it when they could stop it at any time, right? They allow stuff like this in the society, purposely. Right, because it has an undertone. That's how this thing works off of crime and punishment. Right, they work hand in hand off each other. Right. How has it affected black people in American society? Now you see the after effects, right, of black people, the side effects. You know, it's ingrained in our mentality. Those of us who are lucky to escape from that submental way of thinking. Those of our people who are advanced and evolving, and that from that mentality, those are the people, like I said, who are mentally strong or who have the ability to become strong versus those who are mentally weak. Like I said, you are always open. Our people are always open to suggestions, always submental suggestions, always lower suggestions. Even the slaves in Africa that sold our people into slavery, they was open to lower submental suggestions from these white men that came in. They was willing to sell people into bondage for tobacco and trinkets and all kind of the junk they was willing to sell people into bondage for. So they were always open to that submental mindset, or that lower mindset, to push our people that way, to sell our people out. All right. Let me see. Will it ever end in this society, the criminal mentality? Not likely. You know, this, is going to spin out of control until it's spent all the way out. So it's not likely that it's going to end at any time soon. So, all right. We got 5 minutes left. 202, quick, 757. Hello? Okay. He's just listening in. All right. So we hit the 5-minute mark. I just wanted to see who was trying to call in. But like I said, join us tomorrow for the special broadcast. And I know that's going to be filled up with people. Right? Our people love to talk about relationships, or why we're not relating to each other. Women want to hear the fact of how they're getting chosen as wives over who gets chosen as hoes. Right? People want to hear that type of talk. Right? So, all right. I am the intellectual Nuben Menkarayzz. This has been State of Mentel Radio. Join us tomorrow for a special Saturday night broadcast at 9. All right? What do I want to play to get out of here? This is Friday night. All right? And I want to play Grace Jones, Slave to the Rhythm.
the republic of intellect, rising out the black race to the white race, out the black race to the white race. It's the republic of intellect, black race to the white race. If it's hell, and then it's hell us. They tried everything just to spell us. Fed us religion, gave us fake gods. Through all of that, we beat the odds. Now we coming together under one flag. Colors red, gold, and blue. Superman, Superwoman, that's me and you. The infinite capabilities that we can do.